Welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to a very special One Primetime. It is our pleasure to welcome our founder, our visionary, our chief entertainment. Can I say entertainment officer? Is that
That's new, but I'll take it.
Kuba Jewgieniew? It is great to have you on here. Carrie and I are honored. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Carrie, for hosting this. We have 250 plus participants, plus watch parties, close to 400 or over 400, right? It keeps going. It keeps going up. Well, happy Wednesday, everyone. You're here today. You know what? Thank you for inviting me, because I get fired up being around ambitious people. And you're all here today because you live in the future. You're zooming in on your business and real estate career to position yourself to crush it. And thank you all for joining us today. It's also time, we can't forget, to zoom out and embrace that gratitude is powerful. Be the one who laughs at life's small things. Invite meaningful people in your life to reflect from each other, to be inspired and motivated to win together. So I want to just share with all of you that, when I started my real estate career, I saw a flyer offering low commission fees. But then when I painfully realized that the brokerage gave me zero value, zilch, so I moved to another company months later. And guess what? Same thing. I was lost. And then I heard about Brian Buffini. What a great guy. I think that guy not only likes us, he loves us. He was at Summit. If some of you were there, wonderful, wonderful person. And so then I heard about Brian Buffini, and the next year I sold 111 properties. Yeah, the 3 ones. We're all about the ones. And 111 properties I sold with the first baby on the way. So you'll hear more from Kathy today about our awesome relationship with Brian Buffini. And just remember, if I can do it, you can do it as well. When I felt the lack of support and no value for what I was paying the brokerage, it led me to talk with other realtors, and they shared the same pain. So I started Realty One Group, May 1st of 2005, 20 years ago, when I was 14, Carrie. That's right. So I started Realty One Group with 2 simple goals: low fees. Number 2, always offer tremendous value to be one of the top full service real estate brokerages in the world. And Carrie, if you don't mind, maybe throw it in the chat, our stats.realtyoneGroup.com link. Not many public companies on Wall Street, on the stock market, especially I haven't seen one private company like us, family owned, that we're full transparency, visibility. And that's a big part of our culture. And so this stats page, you could follow, it's real time, and we just leave it alone. We built it and we left it alone, and you could watch in real time, even by the minute. It's almost like a ticker. You see how many transactions we've closed year to date, sales volume year to date. So as things are closing, you'll see it in real time. And then also how many real estate professionals are part of us. There's no ghost agents. Everything's accurate. And we want to make sure that this page actually holds us accountable to our future growth, not only now, but going forward. So if we hire a new agent, you'll see it. It'll tick up, or it'll tick down, or somebody's getting out of the business. So you see it. And now everybody, even our competitors, can see it. This is very, very important as a reference, that I strongly believe how we're positioned right now as an organization and the dream team of passionate leaders who are ready to take you to your next level and achieve greater success faster. This is a reference point that we're going to double over the next couple of years. We got everything in place. We're ready to go. And as I mentioned to Kathy and Carrie before we got started, there's 2 words that we don't live by, and that's waiting and maybe. There's no maybe this, maybe that. That stalls you out. Then you get stuck. So this page will hold us accountable and watch us double over the next year. Double agent count, double number of locations. We're almost at 500 right now, and nearly 30 countries. So everything's going to double. So the big goal, Carrie and Kathy and everyone, 1,111 locations within the next couple of years. Hold me to it. It's going to happen. I'm going to make sure of it. So if you're interested on being on this map and you want to level up your game, please go to ownaone.com if you want to live in the future. Carrie, do you mind throwing that? When I was a top producer before starting Realty One Group, if somebody came to me and said, hey, do you want to own a franchise? Let's talk about franchising, what that kind of looks like. I would say, you know what? I'm at the top of my game. I'm busy. I don't have, I'm achieving like never before. I'm having fun. I didn't have a team. I didn't have an admin. I was on my own. I was kind of on an island, but I figured it out. And if somebody came to me and said, "Hey, franchise, get out of here. What are you talking about?" I don't need to put that in my head and think about it. And the reason would be is I wouldn't know where to start. So right now we're co-franchising with our existing franchise owners. And when you get a chance, if, I always say, stay curious in life, dream wild and stay curious. Talk to your, office owner and see what that looks like. Maybe you guys can partner up, get going. They've been through it. They started, went through the journey. And what if you did it together? And if I had somebody like that I trusted, a broker owner or an office owner, and said, "Hey, you know what? You've been with us for a couple of years or a number of years, and you know what? Let's challenge you. Let's go to the next level, because this is really a family business." I still own 100%. No investors, no dark clouds over us telling us what to do, how to do, when to do something. So we love the freedom. And all of you have the freedom as well. So from one entrepreneur to another, just look at always challenging yourself, stretching yourself, doing more, achieving more, building wealth, what that looks like, but partnering up with a trusted source. I didn't have that. I wasn't on my own. So just I wanted to put that in all of your minds. Realty One Group International now, we're a global brand, nearly 30 countries and growing. We got here by living our core values. So since day one, we've been living our core values consistently. And our purpose is very clear. So the two more notable ones that I'm really proud of is that our one philosophy is that everyone has a voice. Again, when between the two companies and brokerages, and that was a blessing because I felt the pain and I had to move on and change my environment, right? You could be a part of an environment, or you could create your own environment. I created my own environment from feeling the pain. And I wanted to be heard. And then our one belief really ties into that, is that everyone matters. And I felt on the outs, right? Again, I didn't get any value, so I was kind of an MIA agent, missing action. So I only showed up to the office for my check because there really wasn't anything there. And then, as I always say, family friendly, they're effing with my check. Back then, there were fax machines, printers, and all that stuff, and they're nickel and diming me. I'm like, why are you doing that? I'm never in the office. Why are you charging me for color print? So, but I wanted a voice, and so this is being built by a real estate professional for real estate professionals. And this has evolved and helped us shape who we are right now. Over 20,000 real estate professionals, nearly 30 countries, because everyone has a voice. And we've held true to that for 20 years. And that everyone matters. Everyone's accepted. And we say, and included in everything. Part of our culture, which is in our DNA and the heart and soul of the organization, is that not only we listen, but we take action. And we say, you know what? Everybody has a different attitude and personality. And we say, be golden, be you. Express your feistiness or fireness, but always lead with respect. And the biggest thing that I learned growing up from my parents is respect is number one. And once the respect breaks, relationships break, and you can't go backwards. So we always listen, we take action, and everyone matters. Because when I was a top producing realtor, I would have loved that. And we listen, and all of you embrace that as well. So I know our brand is the best of the best, top of the top. I believe it's fun, but also sexy, Kathy.
Bring sexy back.
Bring sexy back, man. So, a lot of people are attracted by our brand, especially clients. And they say, wow, that's interesting. It's the black and gold, which is elegant and sophisticated, but then they blend the fun and the chic. And it's really fun and cool. So we're going to stay the course, and people love it. And so people are attracted by our brand, again, mainly clients. But then once they learn about us and our culture, they attach to our culture and they stay connected. So how do we grow now? So I wanted to share how I started Realty One Group and how it just bolted, I would say, and it blasted off. And I challenged myself, and I thought, you know what? I'm in it on my own. So what do I need to do that's basic, that I could commit to, all in commitment, not situational commitment, maybe today or tomorrow, like going to the gym tomorrow. But I thought, you know what is something I can do that I can control? And I mentioned this on stage at Summit in Miami last week. Growing up, Polish was my first language. My parents immigrated from Poland, and my grandma raised me up because my parents had various jobs. They worked hard. They were hardly at home. And my grandma never learned English. So Polish was my first language until about 6 or 7 years old. I learned English. And I grew up as a shy kid, as a very, very actually shy kid. And now I'm wearing gold, gold every day. And, but what helped me break out is to understand that all along, I had the confidence and the fire within me. And so when I challenged myself starting Realty One Group May 1st of 05, and I thought I have 7 solid months ahead of me, no matter what market conditions, any headwinds, whatever boogeyman I'm going to put in my head as excuses, I'm going to have 30 new conversations every week with realtors. And you could do the same with clients. And I thought, how do I put myself out there? I'm going to go to events. I'm going to go to broker previews. I'm going to go to open houses. Whatever it is, all in committed, and no noise is going to distract me from my signal. And my signal was 30 new conversations every week. That's 6 a day. Totally reasonable and doable. So I did that for 7 months. And what resulted, we're all results driven, what resulted, I reflected the last week of December, right before New Year's, and I thought, man, that was worth it. We were at 250 real estate professionals. New company, new brand, nobody knew of us. And within 7 months, 250 agents joined us. And I looked down the street and I thought, that traditional brokerage, which, I admire success, even our fiercest competitors. And I thought, man, they've been around for 12 years and they only have 150 agents. And I did it with my little team within 7 months, 250. I'm like, let's keep it going. But with the first baby, taking care of the first baby and planning the second one, I'm like, man, I just don't want to burn out. I don't want to break. So starting January 1st, I said, I'm going to dial it back to 11. But I still constantly had those ongoing conversations. And so I started 11 new conversations January 1st, but still had those ongoing conversations the prior year. The company tripled from 250 to 750 by the end of that next year, 2006. And if I was a realtor right now and I'm like, man, what do I need to do right now with business planning season before the holidays, before things slow down? Like, you want to obviously spend time with family. Family's number one. That's my purpose, is everything that I do is for my family and my 5 children. And that's my clear purpose. And I'm like, what do I do right now? Do I just hang out, go on vacation? No, you want to be a part of the momentum. You don't want to play catch up. I mentioned earlier to Kathy and Carrie, whatever I did in life, if it was investing in stocks or investing in companies or even investing in us, like, I'm not waiting around. I'd rather be 6 months earlier than 6 months late. 6 months earlier rather than 6 months late. And I've been, Kathy and Carrie and just myself and others on this call, we've all been a part of cycles. And this soft cycle is ending. Next year is going to be tremendous, maybe even deja vu 2021. So you know what happens when the market opens up and the soft cycle becomes hot again and on fire? Multiple offers. And guess what happens with multiple offers? Now everybody's all, headlines, and now you're going to get ready? No. So I really appreciate everybody jumping on and being part of this and investing in your future. Carrie, if you don't mind, and again, if I could do it, you could do it. And if I was a realtor right now, I would have those 30 conversations, new conversations every week, or 11 new conversations, whatever your number is, commit to that. Every week needs to be consistent.
Can I add a few things? I want to add 2 C's to the conversation. We have our 6 C's, but I think what I hear coming from you is clarity and confidence. That as we go into 2026, to be very clear about what your intentions are and to go there with confidence. And you've got the brand behind you to do that. You've got the leadership behind you to do that. Know your market as you're having these conversations and people say, how is the real estate market? Know locally. Don't listen to all the noise, all the BS that's going on around us. Talk to your broker owner. The other thing that I absolutely love, and Carrie is going to pull up that slide for you, but the other thing that I love, Kuba, is when you talk about co-franchising, I want to bring some clarity to that what we're talking about is building a bigger table. And where other companies are looking at what are they doing to reduce, how are they combining, how are they doing things, what I think you're proposing is, let's build a bigger table. Let's take the kitchen that's already creating incredible food, incredible service, incredible experience, and just make that table bigger in every market that we're in.
That's right. That's right. Something that has really worked well for myself, and I chose to put myself in that position, is that never put somebody else in a position of being sold or that you're selling, right? Tell that story passionately. So when I was a top producing realtor, my niche, my focus was amateur investors from California. And 95% of my business to sell the 111 properties were amateur investors. And I learned how to build a website over the weekend, all that stuff. It was a different time, even before social media. Now you could DM somebody and have new conversations that way. That was before social media. And that was like 03, 04. These amateur investors were saying, well, you're so passionate about, the community or this neighborhood or this opportunity or this new home build. Why? I'm like, you should do it because I'm doing it. Let me tell you why I'm doing it. And when we started in 2012, 2013 franchising, I remember Barbara Baker and Clark out of Temecula, California. They approached me. They left actually 5 phone messages for me. Finally, I called them back. I said, man, I love the persistence and ambition. Let me call them back. We had a 3-hour meeting. After the 3-hour meeting, Barbara and Clark said, you know what, we're ready to franchise. I'm like, sorry, I love you guys, man. I love the story. Barbara's an immigrant from Germany and Clark's a sweetheart, and they were hustling. I'm not going to sell you a franchise because I wouldn't buy one for myself. When we're ready and the foundation and everything is there, you're going to be the first, I promise. So now I was on a mission. And then about 10 or 11 months later, within that year, we awarded them that first franchise. So everything that we do is that we put ourselves in a position of, hey, how can we be successful if we're in your shoes, if we're in your position? And that's top of mind. We're not going to do something for the sake of doing it and fluffy or filler or anything. It's very, very intentional, because your success matters first. It's a you first focus, period. You first focus. Carrie, do you mind throwing up the blog? If all of you want to know what I'm thinking or my opinion, and just my opinion, but I strongly believe in this, just click on this QR code. And these are my thoughts of what's happening in the industry right now. I believe that there's going to be massive consolidation amongst the split shops, I call it. The traditional legacy brands have been around for 40, 50 plus years. They've kind of stalled out, and actually they're maintaining their agent count. That's their focus. While we're on fire with our momentum and growing, we're going to be watching, and we're going to be targeting. And that's why I believe that over the next couple of years, within a couple of years, we're going to double in size. Again, our agent count, double our transaction volume. We're going to close nearly 100,000 transactions, homes sold this year, even in a soft market, and that's nearly 50 billion that we're expecting, somewhere in the 40 billion range, but close to 50. And we believe that that's all going to double, including our global presence. Our brand is going to continue just exploding. In the next couple of years, we're going to double. Hold me to it. Watch the map. Watch the stats.realty1group.com. So these are my thoughts, open thoughts. We always believe that, take a stance and be bold and don't just waffle around. I've been to a lot of real estate conventions and been on a lot of panels. And one thing that holds true is that people just are very, very general in their thinking. And that's opportunity for us. And even as realtors, people are going out there and going through the motions and just kind of doing the same activities every day. Kathy, do you remember a few years ago we had Simon Sinek? And we've had a lot of freaking notable people. Amazing. We just had Tony Robbins, he likes us. He gave me a big hug backstage. Somebody told me, don't look at his eyes. And I said, what? Don't look at his eyes. The security said, don't look at his eyes. I'm like, okay. So I approached him with my head down. I'm like, I don't want to upset him. He gave me a hug. But we had Shaq. We had Peyton Manning last year. Terry Crews, inspirational story. Jordan Belfort from Wolf of Wall Street. But Simon Sinek, based on right now this conversation, do you remember your biggest takeaway of what he said on stage on being a transactional agent versus a lifestyle and intentional agent? Do you mind sharing? Do you mind sharing that takeaway?
Basically what he said was every transaction should be an experience, and they should walk away. That was kind of our topic today, was talking about that repeat and referral business. And if you leave that impression that lasts, that you become the person they tell others about. You want to tell your story, but you want story stewards, being that you want people to go forward and say, I used Kuba because. And it starts with not only delivering an exceptional transaction, but then after that, creating the experience within that it's not the customary bottle of wine. The example he used, Kuba, was he had bought
strawberries and champagne.
Yeah, but he had bought a house, and one of the big things in his mind was the yoga room. And he said had his realtor given him a yoga mat for that room versus the customary champagne and strawberries, it would have completed the experience. And it's kind of that last 10 to 20% after the deal closes that makes you memorable, that makes you the story worth retelling.
Yeah, that agent, talk about bold. This guy, he has nothing to prove. He just tells it as it is, raw and real. And I love that. I love it so much. And even Tony Robbins and Brian Buffini are the same mindset, the same way, the same approach. Even though they lead with their heart, but they're very bold and you know what they're thinking. You always want to know what other people are thinking. No waffling. So what Simon said, and in addition to that, Kathy, thank you, is that the agent followed up a week later and said, do you mind referring any of your friends or family to me? And he said, absolutely not. You're a transactional agent. If you're intentional and gave me that yoga mat, I would have thought about it. But no, good luck to you. And that agent had 30, 45 days from the time they started looking for the house to pending escrow to really hone in on what matters most. We're in the lifestyle business, just like, and lifestyle business is emotional business, right? Like Disney, Lululemon, Apple, right? You got to be intentional. Don't be transactional or you're going to lose out on opportunities. Leverage what you have. Be present, be self-aware what you have right now and leverage that. I appreciate that. So Carrie, one talk slide, if you don't mind. So one thing that we've been hearing, overall consensus in recent years, our summit, we bring the experience. And this was the first time in Miami that we did it outside of Vegas, where it all started. And I thought, oh, we're always going to do it in Vegas. But then I thought, you know what? I'm uncomfortable when I get comfortable. So I'm like, okay, let's try Miami. We're a global brand right now. That's kind of the gateway, maybe to the world, if you will, right? So we said Miami. That was great. And we had 50 business sessions, coaching sessions over a 2-day period. It was a 4-day total experience. Then the speaker day with Buffini and Robbins, obviously. And everybody said it was the best one yet. And I'm like, really? Before it was like a show and production. Now it's business coaching focus. That's what we're hearing more and more. Please give us business coaching. So we're becoming a really powerful business coaching organization. And over the past couple of years, we've really invested lots of money, lots of time, and big investment. Again, did I say money? A lot of money. And we've built out our own proprietary coaching programs with Kathy leading the charge. I was, just to be vulnerable, and Kathy, you've heard this before, I was the worst student growing up in grade school, high school. I was actually the first from the end. I was in last place because I was always wandering. I didn't have the patience. I just wanted to go and progress and achieve and win. I wanted to win. But with Kathy, I could sit there all day without my phone, without anything, and really just, I'm always learning from you. And I've never had a mentor, business mentor, personal mentor. Kathy, you've made a world of a difference in my life. And in this short 6.5 years that you've been with us, almost 7 actually. Yeah, I appreciate you. You're a gift. You and Carrie and everybody who cares for other success. I'm grateful and blessed for all of you to be in my life. And you're making a world of a difference in other people's lives. So bottom line, we're going to pause on the National Summit event that we have annually for next year. And we're going to do one talks. It's a kind of mini summits, if you will, but it's going to be regional events. And we're coming to you close to home rather than expecting, almost travel days and all that, a week away from family, kids care and all of that. So we want to give you meaningful content with actionable items that you can immediately implement into your business, take action and achieve greater success faster. So we got now 25 locations and 4, actually we just added a 5th one, Philippines internationally. So 5 international. The best part is free. We're coming to you. It's free. It's going to be super impactful throughout the day. We're going to bring some Buffini coaches, especially Michael Thorne, which I like that guy, AI guy. That guy, the AI guy, that guy's awesome. So, but he really breaks it down where you don't have to get overwhelmed or, thrown on your heels. Immediately implement AI and embrace it into your business, even personally and professionally. So we're going to come to some of the cities and where there's a lot of real estate professionals in some of those bigger metros. We're going to do back-to-back days. And if as many of you noticed in Miami during Summit, it was standing room only in these 50 sessions across the 2 days. It was boom, boom, boom. So I appreciate that real estate professionals are taking their business and themselves seriously. They believe in themselves and they're showing up. You got one thing to do, show up. By the way, even speaking as an entrepreneur for entrepreneurs, this is a good way to get a tax break, business expense. If you know somebody in Colorado, Idaho, Washington, friends, family, whatever it is, piggyback a little mini vacation or a visit and go and see them. That's that. I saw this morning. So Carrie, thanks for popping this up. Yeah, nobody likes to pay taxes. Tax deductions, basics, back to basics. Like right in the middle, it says business travel. And it says 50% on meals. Like you could push that a little bit. So we're giving you reason. If you could go back to the One Talks, we're going to bring notable speakers, meaningful content. And that's my commitment. That's our commitment. I'm even working with Gary Carlson locally in Colorado. We're going to hold the, I believe, right around 500 or 600 attendees that we're expecting in March this coming year at the Broncos Stadium. Like that's fun. Probably have one of the players show up and share a little motivation, inspiration. But again, it's going to be impactful. And our goal is for you to immediately implement what you learn into your business. This is not fluffy. It's not a rah-rah feel good. It's a free event, free food, free networking. Just show up. And it's a one-day fast and furious boot camp type of mini summit, One Talks. So here it is. The dates are going to be pushed out over the next week or two. Stay tuned. We're starting at 25. My number was actually 11, by the way. We grew to 25. I think we're going to get closer to 40 next year. I remember even producing 111, closing 111 properties my first full year. And I was sometimes in a funk. I was on my own island and I got kind of stalled out. Even though I had the momentum, I'm like, I don't have an assistant. I don't have a team. I'm not getting value from my brokerage. I don't know who to turn to. And I was kind of in my own head. And that happens. Then that's okay. That's okay. That's why we're giving you options and reasons that if, let's say you need a shot in the arm or you got to get re-energized or you want to be around other Realty One Group professionals and just get jazzed up, get a hug in. Because, sometimes quite frankly, and with all due respect, like sometimes I'm like thinking to myself, I love our team. We have the dream team, but I'm having the same conversations with the same people about the same thing. And I'm like, I gotta get some freshness. I gotta get inspired. I gotta get fired up. I gotta get that, that fire within going. I'm full blast. So you want options, you want business coaching, you want it to be close to home so that you're not taking away from family too much, and you want it for free. And we're delivering. So here it is. I'm going to be out there and most of them, but our team is also going to be there. We're really, really looking forward to that and to be around all of you more often. The last thing, the unword challenge. We're all about the on brokerage, right? We flip everything on its head. And so I challenge all of you. You could throw it in the chat to inspire each other. What is your unword for 2026? Is it unstoppable, unbreakable, unshakable? But one word cannot be. It can't be, I was looking at these words. It'll come back to me. Unscripted. It can't be unscripted because you need a plan going forward. That's why you showed up today. It's business planning season. And always October, November, every year, what are your goals for next year? And then the year after? I would say set your goals for 1, 3, 5 years. So what's the next year? What is it 3 years from now? What is it 5 years from now? And at the end of every year, then you reflect, you go, maybe I adjust that 3 or 5 year, but always go 1, 3, 5. It's what always worked for me. But, sometimes you don't want it to be too ingrained, that 3 and 5, because there's, global uncertainty, market uncertainty, leave room for a little flexibility, but be all in committed to the 1 year. And so don't go unscripted, don't go unplanned. This is the time to hold yourself accountable and push forward, play offense, and no maybe and waiting. Those are the 2 very negative, noisy words. So thank you again for investing in yourselves today and every day, investing in yourselves to achieve greater success faster. Kathy, the shy guy went a little bit over. I appreciate you.
Hey, we appreciate you. This has been an absolute treat for us, Kuba. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I think you've done, these unwords are incredible, undeniable, unstoppable, just unwavering, just really, really good words. I think you've given us great. Another thing, I like and not but. I think 2026 is going to be a word of plus, not choice. But how do we do more? How do we do with intention, as you said? I think that was an important word. But how do we do more where it's predicted some realtors are going to get out, as Brian shared with us on Wednesday on our speaker day. Less realtors, more transactions. That's great for everyone. So how do we take full advantage of that?
Kathy, can I share one other thing? I remember about 10 years ago or so, I sat down with Brad Inman. I went to an Inman event in New York, and I sat down with him for a quick coffee, and he said, I want to learn more about you, Kuba. I'm like, okay, what you got? Any question? He said, you know what? People perceive you as unpredictable. Like, what do you mean? Nobody's told me that. He said, yeah, they're not saying anything, but they're watching you, and they're seeing what's going to happen next. What's next? I'm like, really? They're waiting around just watching? Like, why are they waiting around watching? Do your thing. Just push forward. And I became unpredictable as a realtor as well, because I just did my thing. I didn't look at others of what I should become or what I should be doing. I figured it out by myself, and I stuck with it. Again, all in commitment. So that was kind of my word that they labeled me unpredictable. Whatever it is, that's fine. It is what it is. But I did my thing while others were watching. And I believe that people aspire to become like leaders or winners or, those who are achieving, but really just playing offense and going forward and just doing their thing. Because again, there's signal and there's noise. And if there's too much noise and you accept a lot of these opinions from people love to say opinions, that'll distract you from your signal. A little noise is okay, but make sure you got more signal versus noise. That's the ratio. You figure it out. It's up to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, Carrie, how do we follow that up?
Seriously.
Joke. Don't tell Polish jokes.
Oh, okay. I had a few in my back pocket, but I won't. One thing I want to make sure we talk about, because I think what Kuba has done is perfectly aligned us with the best strategic partner, Carrie, that we could have to support One Coaching, and that's Buffini Company. Brian does love us, and it's great to hear he was so important in the formative years of Kuba's business and the philosophy. And I think, Kuba, that's why we've been such a good partner and will be good partner with him, is to just reinforce that extraordinary service, touching the bases of past buyers and sellers, sphere of influence. When I look at that map of the One Talks, what I love to point out to people, and we'll make those maps available to the membership and to the network, is, for instance, our friends at Coastal. I want to give a big shout out to our friends Diana and team down at Realty One Group Coastal in Charleston, South Carolina. And I know how many of their buyers are coming from Pennsylvania. And I got to tell you, if I was at Coastal, I would look at that Pennsylvania event and I would go up there, and you talk about a write-off, I would see just how many referrals I could get into my market from where I know buyers are coming from. So we want to be strategic, intentional. When we talk about building a business worth having, when we're talking about looking at having that super strong foundation for 2026, let's look at it with a lot of tentacles. Let's look at it very dimensionally. Let's be unscripted, and let's be unpredictable. And let's go out and do the things that 99% of the people are not doing to have the best year that we can have. So, Carrie, tell me how you feel about the partnership. You have been so instrumental in this, and I appreciate your support with the Buffini initiative so much. Give us your perspective of that and what it meant to you last week.
It's Brian Buffini, and we've heard some feedback, right? There's so many people that are familiar with Brian Buffini, what he does and how successful he's been. We've also heard, well, he's a dinosaur. But I think that, Kathy, there's nobody new in our industry that has the proven results that he does. And just bringing you back to foundation, holding you accountable, getting you motivated, doing all those things that you're supposed to do, that have just kind of fallen off over the last X amount of years since you've been in the industry. And so I think just getting back to basics and doing the things that are tried and true in our industry are going to make a huge difference in everybody's business. It's funny because Kuba mentioned that Brian Buffini he's such an authentic person. I actually saw him before we opened doors in Summit, and just was great to shake his hand and, talk to him for a second. And I went to walk away, and he grabbed me and said, hey, can we get a picture together? And I just thought, you want to get a picture with me? I should be begging you to get a picture with you. And it was just so authentic, and he was just so personable. And it just, like you said, his values and what he brings to the table aligns so perfectly with us that I think that this partnership is really going to skyrocket motivation, accountability, production, all the things.
It is. We probably had the worst kept secret in the history of Realty One Group with the Buffini announcement. But for those on the call, and please put comments in the chat line, positive, negative questions, whatever it is. Gary's going to also put that, put some information up about it. But we have formed an alliance, a strategic partnership with Buffini Company, and we're going to offer 100 Days to Greatness. Now, what a lot of you don't know is the commitment that both the brand through Kuba's leadership and your organization has made towards this. And we certified 67 mentors at Summit on Tuesday afternoon. The 67 people stood on your behalf and said, we're going to coach this in our office. If your office wasn't represented, send us an email at coaching@realtyonegroup.com, and we'll reach out to your leadership and say, hey, what's up? You need to get on board with this. Just so you know, the history of 100 Days to Greatness is nothing but proven results. Average of 6 transactions, 6 referrals during that one. I'm sorry, I came back with the crud. 6 transactions during that 100-day period. There are 22 learning modules over a 14-week. Again, our goal is going to be to have that led in your office. The code that Carrie's showing right now is the discount code. If you cannot scan the QR code, the discount code is one student, WIN-E, spell it out, student. And we're able to obtain this for you rather than the $495, it is $395. $95. Do the math on that. If you can get 6 closings for a $395 investment for Q1, that's pretty good. How does the office become a certified coach? Vanessa, your ownership can do that. What we can do, if you'll email coaching@realtyonegroup.com, simply because we have so many people on the call, we want to make sure that we reach out to everyone. We have probably by the end of the week, we'll have 100 offices represented to be delivered in your market. And Vanessa, we can certainly certify someone in your office for that. Jeff Hoover, big organization, Mountain Desert Integrity Music City are all certified. So the people that are the early adopters are going to be the ones that benefit the most. We encourage you to get on with this. In addition to that, through this strategic relationship, we have discount to other programs. To Carrie's comment, the thing I love about Buffini is how closely it mirrors our philosophy, how it supports what I know to be not only foundational, but very fundamental in the real estate organization. And I'm going to step on toes because sometimes that's what I get to do, is we need to go back to basics. As this market potentially slingshots, as Kuba spoke to, we need to make sure that we go forward by design and not by default, and that we just don't go, oh shit, what are we doing now? We say, we've got a plan. We're using one suite. We've got this under control, so that we're building a business that's sustainable and repeatable and reliable. And we take the unwords out of profit, and we take the unwords out of your bank account. And we add very, very strategic, very sustainable ways for you to profit in 2026 and build wealth, not just pay the bills, but truly build wealth. Super excited about that. Dawn, we'd love for you to be a part of it. Please go in and sign up. Carrie, other thoughts that you might have. And guys, we're going to double back. We've got 2 more sessions this year before the year's over. We've already gone into one calendar, and we have the dates for One Primetime in there. 2 words that I want to use to kind of buckle down on what Kuba said earlier. Our goal with One Coaching for 2026 is actionable training, meaning that everything we do, you're going to walk away and be able to put one thing in action that makes you money.
I just want to clarify and make sure that everybody kind of understands what this looks like. So, of course, I put the link in there. You have the QR code. Logistically, I just want to set the expectation. So when you scan that code or you go to that link, you initially have to create an account with Buffini. All of this 100 Days of Greatness is through Brian Buffini and Company. So make sure you kind of go through those steps, and it seems a little awkward, but just stick with it and kind of move through the process. But I think what's really important about this, Kathy, is that once you register and participate or, sign up for 100 Days to Greatness, we're going to work on the back end to match you with the appropriate mentor that's going to deliver that content to you in your market, hopefully in your office. And so I want to make sure that you understand that, because having that person that's going to hold you accountable and deliver the content, we're training them on the back end. We have, like Kathy said, we're going to have over 100 mentors that we're certifying through Realty One Group. And then on top of that, bringing them through Buffini Company and getting them certified as well to deliver this amazing program. But that person and that accountability is what's going to help skyrocket this for you. And Kathy, I don't know if you mentioned this on this call yet, but the average in that 100 days, the average production, the average transaction count is 6 to 7 transactions closed during that 100 days. That can change a lot of people's lives. Like, that's a big deal. 6 to 7 additional transactions. And that's just during that time frame. That doesn't count everything that's going to happen because of it. And again, just, the pop buys and the relationship building and the conversations, like all of that is what's going to help get you through all of this in such a positive way. And we've done a really good job. Kudos to you, Kathy, for kind of being instrumental in this process with Buffini Company. Buffini Company partners with other companies, but they are very encouraged and shocked and excited by the passion that we bring to this and the importance that we provide as far as the value goes, and having our mentors be the one to deliver it. I think it's a really big deal.
I do. And one thing, there's some questions in this. How is this program going to be different from just subscribing to Buffini Company? Great organization. If you want to pay $100 more and go on your own, we're going to let you do that, because you're going to get good results. The best results are going to be, quite honestly, from tapping into ours, because what they've allowed us to do in this strategic alliance with them, and Carrie, you know this, bring our tools and resources in. So you're going to be through your One Coaching and One Buffini Mentor, you're going to be empowered and encouraged and held accountable. 3 very important facets of coaching: to plug into one suite, to plug into one design, to plug into one creative studio, which, by the way, are already things that we've invested in on your behalf. Kuba and leadership have invested in these products for you to be able to use without subscribing to other opportunities. Use our assets, use the power of the brand and the beauty of the brand that you're provided through being a member of Realty One Group and tapping into that. So it is going to set you apart. It is going to be ease and elegance. It's going to make sure that you have your best year yet. So we encourage you. And again, we want feedback. We want this to be better for you. We're so excited about the launch of the first sessions, and then how Carrie and I coach the mentors, and how we lead for it to be better and better and continue to improve in your local market, to make sure that we're continuing the messaging to encourage you.
And there's a few in the chat, Kathy, that are asking, like, what if we want to be a mentor? And great question. So we have a process, because again, the value of this program is going to be determined by that person that delivers it. So we want to make sure that they are certified and qualified and have all the tools necessary to be able to provide everything they need to you through the program. So if you're interested in being a mentor and wanting to potentially deliver this, in your office, first things first, go talk to your broker owner or your manager and just have that conversation. Hopefully they'll be on board with you doing that. If that's the case, you can go to onecoaching.com and you can register for one of our future certifications, which is where the process starts. You become a One certified mentor or a One certified coach. And so there's 2 programs, Coach Up and the Mentor Certification, that you can participate in. The 2026 calendar for both of those programs is up there. We also have a couple of more of those sessions in 2025. I think, Kathy, 2 or so for Coach Up. And the Mentor Cert, our next one is December 9th. And so if you're interested in either of those, go there now, register, and kind of get the ball rolling. And we'll get you certified there, which then can give you the opportunity to unlock delivering 100 Days to Greatness as well. So there's lots of opportunity, not only for you as a student to participate in the program, but potentially as a mentor as well. So take advantage now and just watch 26 soar. I think this is a game changer.
The biggest takeaway here is that, Kathy, you always say this, everybody must understand that we got you. We got you. Don't silo yourself. Don't put yourself on an island. the biggest challenge in my life has been finding the right talent in my life. That again, people who reflect off each other, to lift each other, to step up for each other. I never had that, so I built it. So I built it because I wanted that, and now all of you have it. And so we're all committed to everyone's success, and we love this game, this real estate industry. Love what holds for all of us in the future with the snapback coming. That's why we work 24/7, because we love who we work with and the industry that we work in. And so we got you. So let's continue doing this more often. Next time, please, I encourage all of you, bring a friend. It could be a Realty One group friend, non-Realty One group friend. It could be, what was pretty cool, Carrie and Kathy? Actually, a few people who came to Summit brought their children. 3 agents I know brought their sons, and they're like between the age of 19 and 22. And it's like, this is a family business. Realty One Group, it's owned by a family. You guys all of you run it as a family business. This is through and through a family business. So I love just bringing in the youth, the next generation, for them to get inspired. And then, you know what? I listen to my kids all the time. So what's going on out there? What should I be paying attention to? And this and that. I always feel like I keep them young, but they definitely keep me young with the trends and everything. So don't put yourself on an island. Yeah. And if you want to go to multiple One Talks locations or sessions, I know I'm going to be in Kansas City and Denver, and a few of them in California, Arizona. I'll be in Orlando, Charlotte. I've never been to Charlotte, so we're going to do Charlotte, Savannah, and Myrtle over there. So actually, it's Charlotte, Myrtle, Savannah. So we'll do that in 1 week. Like, just go to a few of them, meet friends. You know how many real estate professionals that I've heard that when they go to a summit or these regional events, they walk away with referrals. It's powerful. It's powerful. So again, invest in your future by just showing up. And I threw something in the chat, because again, we're in it together. And if I could do it, all of you could do it. And it's a blessing that we have the best team within the real estate industry, hands down, period.
Kudos to you for that, Kuba.
Kuba, you're an inspiration. Thank you. Hey, Carrie, great session.
So good.
And guys, don't forget, have a watch party. Like Kuba said, everything is in the one resource guide. We've got invitations and agenda and best practices and playlists for you to get the music going and get the party going. And then questions for those actionable items, the things that you get up and walk away and do to make a difference every single day. We love how you serve, and we love serving you. And as Kuba said, we got you.
And Kathy, one more thing.
Have
as many conversations with as many people on a daily basis. Don't sell. Don't put yourself in a position of selling. Nobody wants to be sold these days. Just have meaningful conversations, leading with heart, and just as many you never know. And it's not with the intent of, I'm going to convert that person into a client in the future. Maybe that person will not be ready, but will refer you to 5 other people or 10 other people. Just have as many conversations throughout the week as possible. Please. That's the least expensive investment in your future. And you're going to find out, just stay committed, stay consistent with it. And you're going to reflect back a few months later and say, man, that was worth my energy, my time, my investment.
You got it.
Love it.
See ya.
All right. Thank you.
If you guys have any questions about anything, email coaching@realtyonegroup.com, and we'll make sure to hook you up and get those questions answered anytime.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much.
Too, Kathy.
Bye, everyone.